we're going to cover why the base set first edition Charizard is not the best investment you can make with your money, and how the average Joe could have plopped $50 down and tripled the rate of returns that guy expected back in March when he sold that famous Charizard card. Let's go ahead and get started. Hello, beautiful people. Captain Zach Sparrow here. So there's the Charizard that sold back in March earlier this year for $400,000. It was like $399, $740, I think. I was just looking at the numbers. That's right, boys. I'm coming right at you with the numbers. If you would have bought a base set first edition Charizard back in 2017 for 20 grand, which was the going rate, roughly, you could get it cheaper, you could get it more expensive. Let's say 20 grand. And if you would have bought that as an investment back in 2017 and said, you know what? I'm going to wait until this just freaks out in price. And you would have waited and you would have been that guy who put your Charizard up for auction. Oh my goodness, $400,000. That is a terrific return on your investment. That's a 1,900% return on your investment, to be exact. Absolutely phenomenal. There are a couple of issues that I have with that. And one thing I want to say up front, I totally love Charizard. I love Pokemon. I love everything about all of this stuff. And I still think Charizard is a fine investment. It's a great investment. It absolutely is. However, it is not the holy grail in that, hey, you know what? This is the end all be all from a rate of return, which you could expect. There are other options that have simply performed better though. And again, we're just looking at the numbers here. If you love Charizard, you just love that, hey man, this embodies Pokemon. Like if you think of a Pokemon card, you're gonna think of that first. Yes, you will think of that card. Absolutely, we're not refuting that. We're just looking at the numbers though. If you bought that card back years ago, 2017, 20K, and sold it for $400,000. That's a fantastic return on your investment. 1,900% return on your dollars. You've got $380K in the bank. Let's not talk about taxes though, because that's not fun. And oh boy, here it comes. You know it's coming. Wow, I could have worded that a little, you know what, just don't. I love talking about the average Joe because not everyone wants to put $20,000 into a single Pokemon card. That's a ton of money. I don't care if you make 9 figures, 8 figures, 7 figures, 6 figures, 2 figures, 1 figure, 0 figures. 20 grand is a lot of money this day and age. You can buy a brand new car with that kind of money. You can buy a lot of Pokemon cards with that. You can buy 20,000 McChickens with that. Seriously, 20 grand is a ton of money, and you have to think of your opportunity cost while tying up that 20 grand. What is that downside risk? Statistically, for most people, that's just going to be out of reach. That's not a wise financial decision to park that money into something like that. However, my friend, I've got some great news for you. If you would have bought a Phantom Forces ETB back in the day for 50 bucks, let's say, if you would have scooped that at $50, that's a 1,900% return on your investment for what they're going for now. Tying up 50 bucks instead of 20 grand. If you would have had the foresight or been around at the time when Plasma Storm came out, if you would have put your money into an ETB there, that's how you could have literally tripled what that Charizard did if you bought it at 20K and sold it for 400K. If you would have bought a Phantom Storm ETB, the dollar amounts that they were comfortably going for when I looked about a month ago or so, which means that that's valid info. It was like a 5,700% or a 5,900% return on your investment. Either way, it tripled it. And if you've seen some of my other videos, ETBs are notorious for outperforming booster boxes on the MSRP level. If you get a booster box and you're able to pick them up for 80 bucks, absolutely, you're going to want to grab something like that for an investment standpoint to speculate on. Not guaranteeing anything here. Even Rebel Trash is selling above MSRP now. And then you had the Scream promos, and then you've got the stamp promo that's going to be coming out. You have all of these really unique opportunities to park your money into those items that could perform just as well, if not better. And again, I'm not guaranteeing anything. I couldn't tell you, hey, this for sure is the one that's going. Nobody can tell you that. And yes, if you're one of those individuals where you're like, you know what, I love Charizard, I think it's going to absolutely go to the moon, then by all means, certainly put your money into that. However, for some diversification, for just simply other options, you don't have to put that much money into something. And I don't want to tie up all of those dollars into one card. And then another thing you have to think of, there's a ceiling somewhere. At some point, there's the collective group is going to say, you know what? 1 mil, that's way too much for a first edition Charizard for the next 20 years. You know what? 5 mil, 150 mil, whatever that number, there's a number there. Will it continue to perform at a 1900% ROI? I don't know. Now, if you buy a $50 ETB, it's got a lot of room for growth. You see what I'm saying? There's no right or wrong way to do this. I wanted to open your eyes and let you know, oh man, it'd be great if I had plenty of money, then I could make more money. Not necessarily. You've got plenty of opportunities right where you're at right now, my friend. And it's that much more exciting. You'll have to do more research. That's a lot of fun. You get to look into these other sets and you get to own these other sets. ETBs make great display pieces. I personally like booster boxes better. I just think they're really cool looking. But either way, both can be fantastic investments. Historically, they've performed fantastic. If you want to buy individual cards, look for unique individual cards. Another unique card that just popped into my head as I'm talking right now would be the Armored Mewtwo. How many times have you seen an armored Pokemon card? So there, we scratched the surface on some items, we dove a little bit into the numbers, and we, went deeper into some other things. Again, my phrasing could use some work, but hey, I brought you the numbers. And remember, if you're that guy buying that Charizard card at $400,000, do you know how big that number has to get a 1900% return on your investment? And then you have the opportunity cost where that $400,000 is just sitting there in that piece of cardboard. That's something to keep in mind. So there's a balance to all of this stuff. You'll run out of room if you have $400,000 worth of product of ETBs. I will not be able to fit that in my house. I just want to let you guys know it's a little bit more nuanced than that. So don't feel defeated. Don't think that you're a loser for investing in ETBs or doing some flips on things that, trust me, some of those perform flat out better and it's more fun. I hope this video was informative for you. I hope it brought some sort of value, and make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell so you're notified of future videos just like this one. And until next time. That stupid McChicken joke made me hungry.